Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Zen Mind Peaceful Life. If you're a Leo, especially between the ages of 40 and 70, you might want to pay extra close attention because May 2025 is bringing some major changes your way. Whether you've been feeling the stirrings of transformation or simply wondering what's next, the stars are aligning for a powerful shift in your life. For many of you, this period isn't just about superficial changes, it's about a deep, profound transformation at the very core of who you are. The combination of Saturn and Pluto's energies during this time could push you to reevaluate your beliefs, your purpose, and even your relationships. As you move through this phase, you may begin to realize that it's time to let go of outdated patterns and embrace something more aligned with your soul's true calling. It's also important to recognize that this is a time for embracing new chapters, whether that means redefining your career, making adjustments to your health, or even reassessing the way you interact with the world around you. May 2025 is about clearing away the old to make space for the new, and believe me, the universe is guiding you toward this transformation with loving intention. So, if you've been feeling that something big is on the horizon, trust that you're not alone. Stick with me as we dive into what's ahead, and together we'll explore how this period of change can lead you to a more fulfilling and peaceful life. As we begin this exploration of Leo's transformation in May 2025, it's essential to understand the unique energy that defines this zodiac sign. At the heart of every Leo is an unshakable sense of pride, strength, and a deep need for self-expression. Leos are ruled by the sun itself, which gives them a natural radiance that attracts attention and admiration. However, as with any powerful force, the very qualities that make them so magnetic can sometimes create internal tension. Throughout their lives, Leos have a tendency to define themselves by external achievements, their career successes, their roles within their families, and the recognition they receive from others. But as May 2025 approaches, there is a shift. The cosmos, guided by the influences of Saturn and Pluto, will challenge this outward focus and turn it inward. For Leos in the 40 to 70 age range, this period represents a pivotal time in their lives, one where they are called to step away from the external validation they've relied on for so long and begin the process of introspection. This is not just about finding new achievements to pursue, it's about finding a deeper, more authentic connection to themselves. This transformation goes beyond superficial change, it's an awakening of the soul. In May 2025, the powerful conjunction of Saturn and Pluto will compel Leos to reassess their purpose in life. Saturn, the planet of structure and discipline, calls for a deep examination of the foundations they have built. Are these structures still solid? Or are they beginning to crack under the pressure of time? Saturn doesn't let you skip over important lessons, and its influence during this period will urge Leos to confront what has been built upon shaky ground. Meanwhile, Pluto, the planet of transformation, will push Leos to embrace the shadows, to confront the fears and insecurities that may have been long buried. The energy of Pluto demands rebirth. And for Leos, this could mean shedding old layers of identity that no longer serve their higher purpose. This transformative period is not something to fear, rather, it's an opportunity for growth. The transformation that is coming to you, Leo, is about stepping into your truest self, one that is no longer dependent on external recognition or approval. You are being asked to dig deeper, to examine your soul's purpose beyond the roles you've played for so many years. This can be a daunting journey, but it's also a liberating one. It's about shedding the weight of societal expectations and embracing the freedom to live authentically. As the transformation begins to take shape, Leos will feel the urge to redefine their identity. For years, your identity has been tied to the external markers of success, your career, your family, your reputation. But as Saturn and Pluto create a perfect storm in your astrological chart, you may begin to feel disconnected from these things. You may find yourself questioning, who am I without these labels? What happens when I'm no longer the professional, the parent, or the public figure? This can be an unsettling realization, especially for a sign that thrives on recognition. However, this is the moment when true self-discovery begins. You are being called to step away from the need for approval and dive deep into who you truly are. This process might not happen overnight, but over time, it will bring a profound sense of liberation. As you begin this journey of self-discovery, it's crucial to understand that this is a time for shedding the old versions of yourself. You may have spent years cultivating certain identities: the successful entrepreneur, the nurturing parent, the dependable friend, but these roles can sometimes become prisons if they are too rigid. The transformation that is on the horizon will challenge you to break free from these confines. It's a time for reinvention. You may feel the need to explore new passions, change your lifestyle, or even completely alter the course of your career. This is the beauty of transformation. It allows you to evolve into a version of yourself that aligns more closely with your inner truth. At the same time, the influence of Saturn and Pluto will also prompt you to look inward and confront any emotional baggage that has been left unresolved. For Leos, this could manifest as a tendency to suppress their emotions or hide their vulnerabilities behind a shield of strength. During this period, however, you'll be called to release these emotional burdens. Pluto's energy demands that you face the darkness within, while Saturn urges you to take responsibility for your emotional well-being. This may involve confronting past pain, unresolved grief, or insecurities that have been holding you back. But through this process of emotional release, you will experience healing. The more willing you are to confront your shadows, the more powerful your transformation will be. As you start to peel back the layers of your old self, the question of what comes next will naturally arise. You may start to feel a shift in your priorities. No longer is the chase for success and approval as fulfilling as it once was. This is the moment when your focus will begin to change from external validation to internal peace. You will find that your greatest satisfaction comes from within, from a deep sense of fulfillment that doesn't depend on what others think of you or what you have achieved. Instead, you'll begin to seek out experiences that nourish your soul, whether that's through creative expression, spiritual growth, or simply spending time in nature. This shift in focus will also affect your relationships. As you undergo this transformation, you'll start to evaluate the people in your life more closely. Relationships that once felt important may begin to fade away, while new connections that align more closely with your values and soul's purpose will emerge. Leos are naturally generous and loyal, and throughout your life, you've likely invested a great deal of energy into your relationships. But now, as you enter this period of personal transformation, you may begin to question whether certain relationships are truly serving your growth. Some friendships or family dynamics may need to be redefined or even released altogether in order for you to move forward. While this may feel painful at times, trust that the universe is clearing away what no longer serves you, making space for new, more fulfilling connections. As this process unfolds, it's important to remember that your transformation is a gradual one. It's not about suddenly abandoning everything you've worked for, but rather about reevaluating what truly brings you joy and peace. The transformation of May 2025 is an invitation to reimagine what your life can be. You are being called to let go of outdated beliefs, roles, and relationships that no longer resonate with your true self. In their place, you'll find deeper purpose, more fulfilling relationships, and a renewed sense of inner peace. The journey ahead may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. The power of Saturn and Pluto combined will bring deep healing, allowing you to step into a new version of yourself, one that is fully aligned with your soul's purpose. Embrace the changes that are coming, Leo, and trust that the universe is guiding you toward the life you were always meant to live. As the journey continues, Leos in this age group will undoubtedly start to notice a shift in their approach to relationships. One of the most profound aspects of this transformation will be the reevaluation of the connections they hold dear. Over the years, you may have cultivated a wide circle of friends, family, and professional relationships, many of which have played significant roles in your life. However, May 2025 invites you to assess whether these connections still align with your evolving sense of self. The past few decades may have seen you pour energy into certain relationships, nurturing them out of loyalty, love, or even obligation. Yet, as the transformation unfolds, you might begin to feel that some of these relationships no longer serve your growth or your soul's true purpose. This process of reevaluating relationships can feel disorienting at first, as it may challenge long-held beliefs about what you need from others and what you've been willing to offer. It's not about cutting ties abruptly or abandoning those you care about, but rather understanding that some relationships may have outlived their usefulness in their current form. You may find that the people who once supported your goals and ambitions are no longer the best fit for your new, deeper journey. This doesn't mean they are bad people, nor does it diminish the importance they've had in your life. Instead, it's about recognizing that as you grow, your circle may need to evolve as well. The transformation asks you to surround yourself with those who truly reflect your current values. Those who can inspire you to reach new heights of self-awareness, and those who support you in your quest for inner peace. You'll start to understand that true fulfillment comes not from the quantity of relationships you have, but from the depth of those connections that genuinely resonate with your soul's purpose. In tandem with these shifting relationships, Leos will also begin to experience a profound internal shift regarding their career. Throughout your life, you may have pursued professional success, wealth, and recognition with a great deal of vigor. The drive to be the best, to stand out in the crowd, and to establish a legacy is deeply ingrained in Leo's nature. But now, as May 2025 approaches, there's a strong likelihood that your priorities surrounding work will begin to shift. This shift is not about abandoning ambition, but rather redefining it. The energy of Saturn and Pluto encourages you to take a step back and ask yourself, what truly matters to me now? The external accolades and power dynamics that once motivated you may feel less fulfilling. And you might begin to search for deeper meaning within your work. It's no longer just about climbing the ladder, it's about creating something that reflects your true passions, your personal values, and your long-term vision for the world. This transformation in your professional life might not be immediate, and it may take time to figure out how to incorporate your newfound values into your career. Perhaps this period will prompt you to shift directions, moving from a traditional career path to something more unconventional, such as a passion project, a creative endeavor, or a service-oriented role. For some, this may mean stepping away from the corporate world altogether in favor of something more fulfilling on a personal level. Whatever path you choose, it will likely bring a sense of purpose that is deeply connected to your inner self, not simply to external markers of success. Alongside this professional reevaluation, the energy of Pluto invites you to confront aspects of your identity that have been influenced by societal expectations. Many Leos have spent their lives building an identity based on the need to be seen, admired, and respected. This is a natural instinct for those born under the sun, but the transformation that is on the horizon invites you to move beyond these external motivations. Pluto's influence compels you to look deeper and understand who you are when the spotlight fades away. For many Leos, this could mean facing the fear of not being recognized or celebrated in the same ways they once were. The process may bring moments of self-doubt, but ultimately, it is liberating. It is an invitation to redefine what it means to be truly seen and appreciated. As you let go of old ways of seeking validation, you'll begin to feel a sense of freedom that allows you to express yourself in ways that feel authentic, even if that means stepping out of the spotlight for a while. In addition to these shifts in career and relationships, the transformation of May 2025 brings with it a new focus on health and well-being. For many Leos, the demands of life, career, family, and societal expectations often leave little room for self-care. As you transition into this new phase, however, the importance of physical and emotional health will become paramount. The Saturn-Pluto alignment asks you to evaluate how well you've been taking care of yourself and where changes are necessary. This period may prompt you to adopt a more mindful approach to your well-being, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. You may find yourself drawn to practices that promote balance and inner peace, such as meditation, yoga, or mindfulness. There is also a strong possibility that Leos will begin to prioritize long-term health goals over short-term gains. This means shifting away from quick fixes and focusing on sustainable practices that nurture both the body and the mind. This could involve revamping your diet, incorporating more movement into your daily routine, or seeking out holistic healing methods. For some, this may even mean taking a closer look at emotional health and seeking therapy or counseling to work through any unresolved issues that have been impacting your well-being. As you move through this period, you will likely realize that your greatest asset is your health, and the changes you make now will lay the foundation for a more vibrant future. On a deeper level, the transformation that comes with May 2025 will urge Leos to reconnect with their spiritual essence. Leos are naturally energetic and outgoing, often finding fulfillment in the physical world. However, the intense energies of Saturn and Pluto will encourage you to look inward, to explore the more intangible aspects of life. You may feel a greater pull towards spirituality or personal growth during this time. Whether through religious practices, meditation, or exploring new philosophical ideas. This inner journey will offer you the chance to reconnect with your soul's purpose in a way that is more authentic and profound than ever before. As you embark on this path of spiritual awakening, you may find yourself asking deeper questions about the meaning of life and your place in it. You might be drawn to practices that offer peace and clarity, such as meditation, prayer, or simply spending time in nature. This shift will not only bring you greater peace but will also strengthen your sense of connection to the universe and all that is around you. The transformation of May 2025 is about coming into alignment with your true self, not just on the surface but on a soul-deep level. As this period of transformation continues to unfold, you'll begin to realize that the changes you are experiencing are not just external. They are part of a much deeper, spiritual evolution that will shape the course of your life in profound ways. Leos, known for their courage and strength, are now being asked to embrace a new kind of power, one that comes from within, from a place of authenticity, peace, and self-awareness. The journey ahead will be transformative, but with each step, you will find yourself more aligned with the true essence of who you are meant to be. As we continue on this journey, it's essential to acknowledge that the changes Leos are experiencing aren't just personal, but they are deeply intertwined with a shift in perspective. For many Leos, the drive for external validation has been a consistent motivator, often guiding their decisions and life choices. This drive has been linked to the natural Leo need to be admired, respected, and acknowledged. However, the powerful energies of May 2025 challenge this. The planets Saturn and Pluto call upon you to reassess what truly sustains you, and more importantly, what provides you with the sense of fulfillment that extends beyond applause or recognition. The transition toward a deeper connection with yourself will come from within, and this journey will likely prompt you to ask questions you've avoided for years. What am I truly seeking? Where am I investing my energy? And does it resonate with my heart and soul? For Leos, the answers to these questions often come when they allow themselves to step back and stop seeking validation from the outside world. There is a need to shift the lens through which you view your life, moving from a focus on external achievements to a focus on internal fulfillment. This requires the courage to detach from any roles or titles that have defined your identity up until now, and to embrace the unknown. This internal shift, while challenging, also allows for growth in ways you've never experienced before. As a Leo, your natural warmth and generosity may have led you to pour love and energy into others, sometimes at the cost of your own needs. But now, the time has come to give yourself permission to prioritize your own well-being, your own passions, and your own soul's calling. It's not about being selfish, it's about creating a balance where you can serve others from a place of authenticity, not obligation. You will start to realize that when you take care of your own emotional and spiritual needs, you are in a much better position to give and receive love from a place of true abundance. In addition to this shift in your emotional and personal focus, Leos will also experience a reawakening in their creative expression. Creativity is a core aspect of the Leo identity, and throughout your life, you have likely channeled this creativity into various forms of self-expression. However, as you move through this transformative period, you may find yourself wanting to break free from the conventional ways you've expressed yourself. This could manifest as a desire to explore new artistic pursuits, dive deeper into your current passions, or even create something entirely original that speaks to your soul's desires. Pluto's energy invites you to go deeper into your creative self, uncovering new aspects of your personality that might have been repressed or hidden due to fear of judgment or failure. The beauty of this transformation is that it frees you from the constraints of past expectations, allowing your creative expression to flow in more authentic and liberating ways. Whether this means returning to an old hobby or discovering a new one, the important thing is that your creativity becomes a source of nourishment for your soul. It is a tool of healing, growth, and self-discovery. As you reconnect with this creative force, you will find that it not only serves as a personal outlet but also becomes a way for you to connect with others on a deeper level. Your art, whether in the form of words, music, visual creation, or even in the way you move through the world, will reflect your transformation, your journey toward authenticity, and your newfound inner peace. In parallel with this burst of creative energy, there's also the aspect of health and vitality that will come into sharper focus during this period. As Leos reach their 40s, 50s, and beyond, the realities of aging begin to become more apparent, and the need for long-term health and well-being becomes more pressing. The influence of Saturn and Pluto in May 2025 will shine a spotlight on your physical body, urging you to take a more mindful approach to your health. For Leos, the focus may have always been on outward success, your appearance, your status, your accomplishments. But now, with this transformative energy, the universe is inviting you to turn inward and recognize that the most valuable asset you possess is your body and your mind. This doesn't necessarily mean that you must embark on a drastic lifestyle overhaul, but rather that you'll begin to approach your health with greater intention. You may feel the pull to focus on sustainable, holistic practices that nourish both your body and mind, such as improving your diet, incorporating mindful exercise routines, and focusing on mental clarity. As your understanding of self deepens, the need to align your physical body with your spiritual and emotional well-being becomes clear. You'll come to understand that true health is a state of balance, not only physical health but emotional and mental balance as well. The deeper the transformation becomes, the more connected you will feel to your inner wisdom, which will also influence your spiritual development. Spirituality is an essential part of this transformation, and during this period, Leos will be more likely to seek spiritual growth and exploration. The introspective nature of the Saturn-Pluto alignment encourages a deeper inquiry into the bigger questions of life. You may find yourself reflecting on your purpose, questioning the path you've taken, and contemplating your true spiritual calling. This can be a profound awakening, as you feel the pull to engage in practices that nurture your spiritual growth, whether that means reconnecting with faith, delving into meditation, or simply allowing yourself to spend more time in nature, where the universe's energy can be felt most deeply. As you explore new ways to nourish your soul, you will find that spirituality and personal growth begin to blend, and your journey becomes one of deep inner peace. The alignment of Saturn and Pluto guides you to integrate your newfound sense of purpose and authenticity into every aspect of your life. You might explore new philosophies, engage in deeper meditation, or simply embrace the quiet moments of reflection. No matter how this manifests, your spiritual journey becomes a grounding force in this transformation, offering clarity and support as you navigate through the changes taking place. In this evolving process, the role of past experiences will also come into play. You may begin to reflect on the lessons you've learned over the years, particularly those that have shaped your current outlook on life. While some of these experiences may have been painful or difficult, they now serve as integral parts of your personal growth. You'll come to realize that every challenge, every success, and every relationship has contributed to the person you are becoming. As the changes unfold, you'll find yourself more at peace with the past, more accepting of what has been, and more willing to embrace the future with an open heart. Ultimately, the transformation of May 2025 will require Leos to embrace a new way of living, one that is more aligned with their true essence. This journey is about more than just personal growth, it's about stepping into your most authentic self, shedding the layers of societal expectation, and aligning your life with what truly matters to you. As the shifts continue, you will find yourself becoming more comfortable in your own skin, more confident in your choices, and more attuned to the voice of your soul. The transformation ahead is profound and meaningful, and it is yours to embrace with grace, courage, and trust in the process. As the cosmic energy of May 2025 moves through Leo's life, the shifts that have been building will finally come to the forefront, bringing a wave of renewed energy and purpose. The transformation is not only about re-evaluating personal identity, relationships, and creative expression, it also touches upon how Leos will approach their legacy and the legacy they wish to leave behind. This shift is deeply tied to the notion of moving beyond material success, fame, and power, and focusing instead on the kind of impact you want to have on the world. While Leos are often driven by a natural need to be seen and acknowledged, the evolving energies will gently guide them to ask a more profound question: what kind of legacy do I want to leave for future generations? The deepening influence of Saturn and Pluto urges Leos to think about their long-term influence, not just in terms of career achievements or worldly recognition, but in terms of the values they hold dear. It's as if the universe is asking Leos to turn inward and reflect on how they can be a source of light, guidance, and wisdom for those around them. This is a time when many will begin to see the importance of leaving behind something that resonates with their soul's purpose, something that speaks to their heart, not just their ego. Whether this takes the form of a creative project, a spiritual contribution, or simply the way they live their day-to-day lives, Leos will begin to understand that true legacy is built through authenticity, compassion, and the quiet moments of connection that create lasting change. As the focus turns from external validation to internal fulfillment, Leos will feel an increasing desire to give back to their communities or invest in causes that align with their deepest beliefs. They will begin to understand that the most significant legacy they can leave is one that empowers others, uplifts those around them, and creates ripple effects that extend far beyond their immediate sphere of influence. This newfound understanding will give Leos a sense of purpose that goes beyond personal gain, encouraging them to look at how their actions, whether big or small, can create a lasting impact. The process of creating a meaningful legacy is about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and understanding that every act of kindness, wisdom, and love is a building block for something greater than oneself. As Leos embark on this final phase of transformation, it's essential to consider the power of their emotional healing and self-empowerment during this period. The influence of Saturn and Pluto in May 2025 will continue to challenge them, asking them to embrace all parts of themselves, including the shadows, vulnerabilities, and insecurities that they have long hidden from the world. For many Leos, emotional vulnerability can feel like a weakness, but the energies at play in May 2025 will show them that it is, in fact, their greatest strength. The more willing Leos are to accept themselves, flaws, fears, and all, the more they will realize that these very aspects hold the key to their personal and spiritual growth. This process of emotional healing involves embracing the parts of themselves that they may have neglected or ignored in favor of their more confident, outward-facing persona. Saturn and Pluto will ask Leos to confront these emotions head-on and to release any lingering fears, resentments, or unresolved issues that have kept them tethered to past versions of themselves. This is a time of great personal empowerment, as Leos will come to understand that true strength comes from emotional balance and inner peace, not from the outward image they project to the world. The journey of self-healing will likely inspire Leos to let go of old patterns that have defined their relationships, career choices, and even their approach to health. The release of these patterns, whether they are emotional blocks, toxic relationships, or limiting beliefs, will allow for a deep, profound shift that paves the way for a new chapter of life. Leos will feel an increasing sense of freedom as they shed the emotional weight of the past, and this will create space for new opportunities, both personally and professionally. With Pluto's transformative energy at play, Leos will learn that letting go is not about losing something, but rather about making room for new growth and potential. As the emotional healing deepens, Leos will also experience a renewed sense of confidence and empowerment. This is a confidence that comes not from seeking approval from others, but from knowing their worth and embracing all parts of themselves. As they step fully into their power, they will find that the universe begins to mirror their growth, sending opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with their newfound sense of self. This period will mark the beginning of a powerful new chapter, one where Leos will learn to navigate life with greater ease, grace, and authenticity. And with this newfound strength, Leos will find that they are capable of achieving more than they ever thought possible. Whether that means taking on new projects, transforming their career, or redefining what success looks like for them. The transformation occurring in May 2025 will open up a world of possibilities. With emotional healing, spiritual alignment, and creative expression at the forefront, Leos will begin to understand that the real power lies in embracing their true self, free from the constraints of past fears or societal expectations. As we reach the conclusion of this transformative journey, it's important to reflect on the profound changes ahead. May 2025 marks a pivotal time for Leos, offering them the opportunity to embrace their most authentic selves, heal old wounds, and create a legacy that reflects their true purpose. This transformation is not a moment of weakness or loss, rather, it is a moment of empowerment, self-discovery, and rebirth. With the guidance of Saturn and Pluto, Leos will emerge from this period stronger, more grounded, and more aligned with their soul's deepest desires. If you're a Leo going through this transformation, or if you know someone who is, take a moment to reflect on the changes you are experiencing and embrace them with open arms. Trust that the universe is guiding you towards something greater, a life filled with authenticity, peace, and true fulfillment. Remember, this is not the end, but a new beginning. And as you move forward, take the lessons from this transformation with you, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who might be going through a similar journey. If you felt connected to this content or found it insightful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part of this transformation are you most excited to embrace? Let's keep the conversation going. And as always, thank you for being here with me. Stay true to your heart, and let your inner light shine brighter than ever before.